What's up, everyone, and welcome back to MMA Unleashed. Today, let's get started with Islam Makhachev striking with Della Maddalena. The consensus heading into UFC 322 is that Islam Makhachev will be driving hard for takedowns when he battles Della Maddalena. But could the former lightweight champ be preparing to strike more than most people think? And before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video to help support the channel. Although Makhachev has violently demonstrated he can take his opponents out on the feet, you can check in with Alexander Volkanovski on that. His wrestling and grappling are a tier or two better. Due to this, and because JDM has nasty hands and inspiring footwork, many people believe Islam won't test the striking waters very long on November 15th. Well, more recently, the UFC released its countdown episode for card. And in the show, Makhachev had this to say about how he matches up with a welterweight champ. It's not a secret. I have better than him wrestling, grappling. I can strike with anyone. On November 15th, I'll show you who the best fighter in the world is. In the same segment, however, Jack said this. My advantage is I'm a better mixed martial artist than him. I'm going to break Islam Makhachev. Take his pound-for-pound spot. It's going to be a great moment for my career. Now, if you're thinking that quotes from Jack could signal he might welcome a grappling exchange with Islam, think again. During the preview show, the champ also said this. Setting a good solid strategy for Islam is going to be key. Obviously, watching how he fights, what his strengths and weaknesses are, what my strengths and weaknesses are, and then try to line those up as much as you can. Obviously, he's got a strong wrestling pedigree, so lots of wrestling. I'm trying not to let him get a hold of me, trying to keep distance where I believe on the feet I hold a big advantage. The upcoming fight will mark the first time JDM has competed since he ended Belal Muhammad's reign in May. In that fight, Jack surprised many by largely being able to negate the wrestling of Belal. So, when asked to make a prediction for the UFC 322 headliner, JDM said that performance before predicting he'll take Islam out. I see it going similar to the Belal fight. Islam will try a bit more takedowns, but ultimately I believe I'll be able to get back to my feet and stand him on the feet, damage him, break him, and then take him out. That would be the dream to get a finish at MSG and blow the roof off the place. And in a recent interview with Spinning Backfist, Jack has also acknowledged that his UFC 315 performance has bolstered his confidence for the Makhachev fight.
Yeah, that's what I was sort of thinking as well, like grappling heavy style, pressure, different style, but yeah, good warm-up for sure.
Perfect. Yeah, and training partner as well.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it was perfect warm-up, 5 rounds against a grinding sort of wrestler.
Quite a few fighters and observers have also pointed out JDM's win at UFC 315 as to why they think he could pose a real threat to Makhachev. In addition, many have questioned whether Islam could be undersized in his bout with Jack. But while talking to the New York Post recently, JDM made it clear he doesn't think Islam will be compromised at all by moving up to welterweight. I think it's actually going to be better for Islam. I think cutting weight, you can lose a lot of yourself in the weight cut. So I expect the best Islam coming up. I think he'll be fresher, bigger, stronger. And when asked how big a welterweight JDM is, he responded with this, I don't think I'm very big. It's not like a crazy weight cut for me. I can sneak a few slices of pizza in today, and I'll make the weight fine. Who are you predicting will have their hand raised in the main event for UFC 322? Let us know in the comments below. Footage emerges of Justin Gaethje wrestling a stranger. If you follow Justin Gaethje, you know he likes to take a break from fighting by playing golf. Well, recently the lightweight contender found himself doing a bit of both on the fairway. Well, sort of. If you haven't seen it, a video of Gaethje wrestling a guy on a golf course is going around the internet. As you can see by watching the video, it didn't take Gaethje too long to take the bigger guy down and tap him out. Use your legs. Use your legs. Ah, the rainbow. I wonder if he or anyone else on that golf course had some cash riding on that outcome. The clip has surfaced not long after Gaethje recalled in a recent interview how he went 5-0 in amateur MMA solely on his wrestling. In the interview with
It is true that I had 5 amateur fights before I took a striking class. That's when I met my coach, Trevor Whitman. In my 5th amateur fight, I almost got knocked out. I was like, I really got to figure out what the hell I'm doing here. So down to
What's even crazier about the story is that here in 2025, Gaethje pretty much never turns to his wrestling, and he's widely regarded to be one of the most dangerous strikers in the division. Francis Ngannou teases Jon Jones' fight. During a recent interview with TMZ Sports, Francis revealed that the biggest fight in the world is Francis versus Jon Jones. He goes on to say that nothing could be bigger than that fight with respect to all other fighters. And he said that if they want it to be the biggest event of all time at the UFC White House, then you make it the biggest. Biggest fight of all time can only happen with Jon Jones and Francis Ngannou. That's all that I can say about that. No disrespect to other fights or other fighters. I respect all the fights and all the fighters regardless of the fight as main card or prelim whatever or wherever. You know, I think great fights can happen anywhere. I became a world champion in the Apex with no crowd. So, I respect the fight as long as it's a fight people put in it. It's not about the place. But if you want to see the biggest fight of all time, you make it the biggest. It seems like Francis is waiting for the call from Dana. But with Francis signed to the PFL, it would have to be a crossover event. And both Dana and the UFC aren't fans of giving another promotion credibility, let alone on the biggest card of all time. So, while this is still a long shot, Francis is putting it into the universe. UFC updates. Let's take a look at some UFC and fight updates. Miles Johns was in desperate need of a win at UFC's latest Vegas card on Saturday, which could explain why he refused to tap out despite the fact that Daniel Marcos had a rear naked choke sunken deep. Johns, who was coming off 2 consecutive losses heading into that fight, went to sleep in round 2 from the submission. Following the loss, the veteran fighter posted this statement on his social media. Well, damn, that was embarrassing. I'm better than that. To everyone supporting / counting on me, I'm sorry to let you all down. I was not myself tonight. To everyone sending positive messages, I truly appreciate it and love y'all forever. To everyone sending hate, that's okay, too. I understand your frustration. I don't know what's next, but we'll figure it out. Congrats to Marcos on a great finish. Gabriel Bonfim fires back at MMA community for complaints. Lots of people weren't happy with how the latest UFC headliner concluded. It's been a theme lately, but the man who was awarded the victory, Bonfim, insists the stoppage was legit. He faced Randy Brown in Saturday's main event, and after he floored Brown with a brutal knee to the jaw in round 2, the fight was stopped. While there's no question that Brown got decked with the knee, the welterweight was moving his hands to protect his face before the ref jumped in. While talking to the media afterwards, Bonfim was, of course, asked about the stoppage. The Brazilian welterweight proceeded to claim that Brown was done. He was asleep, guys. He was knocked out. I saw his eyes were in the back of his head. As noted, however, not everyone's buying it. For example, here's what Adam Martin had to say about the stoppage. Brown was covering up when Smith rushed in to stop it. I don't know. Seems a bit early to me. And then the bantamweight king Sean O'Malley also sees it that way. Early stoppage. Bonfim versus Brown. Now, what also has some critics of the stoppage fuming is the fact that Bonfim was awarded $50,000 and a performance of the night bonus for the stoppage. After the event, Bonfim couldn't hold back how happy he was with the extra cash. All this happened, however, on a night that Chris Padilla made an emotional plea for a bonus after he put away Gabriel Bonfim's brother, Ismail Bonfim. In his post-fight interview, Padilla noted that his family had been struggling financially and that his mother is living in a trailer. And it turns out he was not one of the fighters to receive a bonus. As Adam Martin reported in this post, he did not get a bonus. The UFC doesn't like when fighters beg for a bonus. Nothing for Merab either. What was so special about Ree? And when Padilla was asked about his post-fight request for $50,000 and his family's reaction to his win, the fighter understandably got emotional again. I was just calling.
Emotional again.
I was just calling. My brother answered the phone. I ain't gonna hold you unless y'all want to see me cry. I'm gonna go over it just a little bit, man, because that topic hurts me every time, man. I try to, I'll sacrifice anything for them, any day. So, you know, I love those people, man. My mom's given me everything for growing up, so I'm gonna let there for her. Everything that hurts on me doesn't mean it doesn't hurt as much as seeing my mom struggle, so I'm grateful.
RDR recently reported that he was dealing with some medical issues when he battled Brendan Allen last month, and now the middleweights expanded on what went wrong. Early on in the Allen de Ridder scrap, it looked like RDR might cruise to a win, but Allen battled through his ground assault, and as the fight wore on, the former one champion faded badly. So much so after the fourth round, his corner threw in the towel. Well, since then, de Ridder revealed to Submission Radio that his blood work showed something problematic, but the fighter stopped short of providing details. In a subsequent interview with Hombre Fight, de Ridder reported he's been dealing with some sort of medical issue for a while now. I was just so focused on getting the title shot and being ready for when it came. I just pushed my body to where it couldn't follow. It's something I've dealt with in the past because I had this fight with Malikin. The second fight was kind of similar. I was doing very well in the first round as well. And in the third round, kind of same thing. I just had nothing in me anymore. I couldn't stand up anymore. And it was kind of the same thing in this fight. After the first round, getting up, I kind of felt like sitting on the stool. I felt like I had no energy. And it was kind of like that in the camp. While talking to Submission Radio, he also made it clear he had no problem with his coach stopping the Allen fight. Yeah, looking back, I think it was the right call. Haroon is my guy. We've been friends and trained together for over 10 years. He knows me better than I know myself. He saw exactly that I was not there, and I think he made the right decision. It'll be interesting to see if de Ridder discloses more on these issues moving forward, and whether he can get back to his complete fighting form. All that aside, while talking to Hombre Fight, he was asked to comment on the social media war that erupted between a fake X account that claims to be him and the current middleweight king.
I don't know. There's this Twitter account trying to be me, so I think he still thinks that is me. So there might be he might be a little bit confused on that end, but yeah, it is what it is. We'll see.
If Hamzat's watching this right now, what are you gonna say to him?
If I'm the Twitter guy, I'm gonna say you. No. Be patient, keep that title, and I'm coming for it soon.
Did you get to see the Twitter account? I mean, they say crazy stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff, yeah. So I reported it a couple times before, but now I think they really took it down.
Yeah. What was your first reaction to seeing that?
It's pretty funny. It's some quality content, yeah.
Khabib says the UFC gave him 1 month to make a huge decision. The MMA world was rocked when Khabib Nurmagomedov announced he was hanging up the gloves at the young age of 32. Well, now the legendary fighter provided more details as to why he decided to retire when he did, and some of them are kind of shocking. If you've been a fan for a little while, you know that Khabib retired after he submitted Justin Gaethje in October 2020. The fight took place not long after Khabib's father and coach passed away. Leading up to the fight, some people had wondered if Khabib might retire just because of his father passing away. But since Nurmagomedov was one of the UFC's biggest stars and sitting at the top of the MMA world, his retirement still sent a shockwave through the sport. Well, more recently, he was asked about his decision to retire when he did. And here's some of what he had to say.
A lot of rumors why I retired because of that, because of this. I think if my father's still alive, he will make me fight a little bit longer. Because just turned 32 and I'm finished. But he passed away, rahimahullah, and it was a very honest and good conversation with me. You know, it's hard to explain. You know, everything happened so fast. You know, everything was happening so fast. Even when father passed away, it was. I don't even have time to think what I have to do. Because they make interim title, Justin Gaethje just beat Tony Ferguson, father passed away, and the UFC told me, we're gonna give you 1 month off, after 1 month come back to us, what you gonna do? It was very difficult.